So in this video, let's talk about the confirmation that Bitcoin did and right now we have to buy. Okay, so let's talk about that. But before that, happy feast and happy new year for the people who are just entering the channel and who are there from the start, right? Okay, so now let's talk about your Bitcoin confirmation. Okay, so right now if you see the Bitcoin chart, you see that your Bitcoin just did a higher high, okay, on its previous lows, which is here, and plus it supported this support, which this support is around, you can say, $41,955. Okay, so you see that, you see this, right? This support, it did not go down, it gave a wick and it made this high, and then after that it bounced again on the same support, and then from there on this highs it kind of bounced again, and right now is more probably and more likely that it's the dump is over from here. Bitcoin is more probably going up, okay, because of this confirmation that I'm seeing. Okay, so now I started buying my altcoins, and would be a good timing right now to be buying the altcoins. Okay, so these are the altcoins that I'm seeing, okay, that are good. And if you all also have some altcoins which you all feel are good, just write it in the comments below. Okay, so the altcoin that actually looks good is GMX. Okay, because you know, because of your Bitcoin that it's more probably going to pump. This is GMX. This also is an upwards trend, and because Bitcoin is going to go up, this is 100% going to go even more up, right? So right now I would put a trade on GMX right here. This is a good clear trade. You can see this wick, right? It gave the wick, it gave the confirmation, the second candle. So right now, and Bitcoin gave a clear confirmation, we'll buy GMX. Now let's talk about your next altcoin. We'll talk about Rose. Okay, so right now you can see a Rose, this being the previous highs, and you can also say this high of this also previous high. So right now it's at this position. So right now putting your spot buys or futures position on Rose would also be a good entry. Okay, so now let's talk about your next coin, which is Stacks. Okay, so Stacks also over here, you can see its previous high being this, and right now it's being a support of this. If you see here carefully, you will see. Okay, I'll just do the chart so I can see exactly here. Okay, so right now if you see that it's on its previous high also. Okay, so but Stacks would be a good entry to be buying. I'll just put here the trend line. You can see the green line, right? This being the previous high, STX. Okay, so this token also is kind of being on a upwards trend. It's more probably going more up than Bitcoin. Okay, so now let's talk about your next coin, which is Mina. Okay, so Mina also gave a good clear sign. Okay, so this, it broke this triangular pattern, it made a support right here and also on its previous highs, and right now over here you can say that this is, you can say it's a risky trade. I would, if I was taking this, I would take 10% over here, and only if it keeps going up above this trade, right, I would put more. I would start putting more full 100%, right, only once it goes, because this is the previous highs, and right now it kind of went below this, but it's more probably going up because you can see also previously it's on its upwards trend, right? Okay, so this trade is Mina. Okay, so now let's talk about your next trade, which is Mbox. Okay, so your Mbox also, this being the previous highs. Okay, this being the previous high, it got that support, and if you, I'll put it exactly here, which you can see here, and right now buying here would also be a good entry. Okay, Mbox, it's all there on Binance. Okay, so now let's talk about your next coin, which is Mask. Okay, so here's the thing on Mask. Okay, now you know your Bitcoin is going to go up and the trade is going to be for a long time. Okay, these trades that I'm giving you, but the Mbox trade is already gone up. Okay, so we'll kind of wait for a settlement of your Mbox. Sorry, not Mbox. Mbox was the first trade. This is Mask. I'm talking about Mask token. We'll kind of wait for a small consolidation like this anyway. Even if it goes up of this and makes support, then only we'll enter. Okay, so till now you cannot enter Mbox because it's already going up. More probably it has to touch this support. Okay, but let's see whether it comes to this support at around $3.61. Okay, so now let's talk about your next coin, which is CE. Okay, so CE is also an upwards trend, an upwards trend from here. Though your Bitcoin dumped, still it's an upwards trend. But this coin also right now buying would not be a good would not be a good entry, since it's here. You can see this, right? This also this was the previous high, and if I draw the support line, trend line, you'll see that. See it over here. 1 second, I'll just draw it. You can see, right, it kind of broke this trend, so kind of waiting for this. I can put a 10% the same way as the first trade that I was telling. I can put 10%, and only once it starts breaking this highs, I can start adding more positions to SEI also. Okay, so the same thing as that trade I was telling you, the second trade, which I want me to tell you was, I think it was Rose, right? No, it was, I think it was Mina, 100% Mina. Yeah, it was Mina. Yeah, the same thing is happening to SEI, right? So the same thing we'll do here also. Okay, so I got it, right? Okay, so now let's talk about your next trade. Okay, so this trade also is a good trade, since this is also one of the good trades and one of the best entries also I'll get. If I'll have the bell notification, I'll get the video fast. Being on this previous high over here and kind of made a support, and this also is more probably going up. Okay, and put your stop loss anywhere here below this wick. You can see this wick now. So I'll zoom it closely so you can see. You can see this wick, right? You can put your stop loss anywhere below this. Okay, so now let's talk about your trade, which you have to only watch. Okay, so this trade you have to only watch. Okay, because this trade is more probably going up. First thing is because Bitcoin is confirmed, and the second thing because it looks also good. Okay, so it's more probably going up. Most coin which actually remain like this now for a long period of time on one only support, they break. Okay, the same thing for when it falls, it kind of goes like when it hits the resistance for a long time. This is the support, right? This green line. If it hits the resistance for a long time, like example like this, like example say this is the resistance, and the coin just keeps touching, more probably going down. Okay, so the same thing for support. So this coin also will go up. So once it goes up, that's the time we'll start entering. Okay, and once it makes a support here, that's the time we'll enter. So more probably it will give on this support on this previous highs. Okay, so we need to watch this coin. Okay, so this coin is Flux. Okay, so that's it for our crypto video. If you like content like this, right, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification bell on, so you'll never miss content like that, and you're early to watch. Okay, so peace out, crypto fam.